Hey guys, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone had a great holiday season. I am back today with a review. So one of the Christmas gifts that I got completely unexpectedly was TheBalm Nude Tude palette. This is a palette of 12 shadows and I am actually pretty surprised at the quality of this. When it comes to TheBalm, I've only tried a few of their products. I've tried their tinted moisturizer, which I did really like, and then I've of course tried the Mary Luminizer, which everyone has tried, and everybody knows that it's like goddess status-ish. Pretty freaking amazing, right? So let's talk about the palette, shall we? First, let's start with the packaging. It comes in a cardboard sleeve, so the actual palette is inside this sleeve. I guess that's just to hold it shut, but I sort of think this is a little bit pointless. Who knows? Especially considering that the palette closes with a magnetic closure. Now, what you just saw fly out was a very, very teeny tiny little brush. It is a double-ended brush. One end has a sort of angle to it. Actually, they both do. One is sort of a sharper angle, maybe that you would use for liner or your eyebrows. The other one is a fluffier angle that you could use for the outer corners of your eyes. The palette itself is, again, cardboard. It's got this nice big mirror at the top, but I mean, like, it just, you know, it goes all flappy-like. I do not like. Let's talk about the shadows. We've got, like I said, 12 shadows. Now, for the most part, a lot of these are super glimmery, super shiny, super shimmery, glimmery glitteriness. There are, as far as I can tell, 4 matte shadows, and then there are a couple of really crazy shimmery glitter shadows, and then some in-betweens. So let's go over each one. I'll tell you what I like, what I don't like, and we'll go from there. The first shadow is called Sassy. Sassy is a bright pearl white shade that is just very, very, very opaque. It is very shimmery. If you're looking for a matte white, this is not for you. Just, it catches the light in different ways, but it's really pearlescent, really, really, really shimmery. Did I mention that it's shimmery? The next shade we have is Stubborn, and Stubborn is a pink with a slight sheen to it. I wouldn't quite call it glittery or pearly, but it definitely does have a little bit of a glimmer to it. Kind of hard to see on camera, but it's very pretty. It has a little tiny bit of a purple shift to it, but it is sort of just a, I don't want to say a coral pink, I guess just a baby pink color. The third color is really cool. It's called Selfish, and this is kind of a hard one to pick up, but it is a grayish taupe brown, very, very shimmery though. It just is just very opaque, very, very shimmery, very shiny, and it has a sort of bluish purple tint to it a little bit, like a mauve tint a little bit. I do like this one. Next we have Sophisticated. Now, when I first got the palette, Sophisticated looked like a brown with a bright, bright gold glitter to it. The glitter wiped off in the first swipe. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. It still has some shimmer to it, but it is definitely not as glittery as when you first open the package. So it winds up almost nearly matte. Not quite matte, but pretty close enough. It is a dark chocolatey brown. It just is a little disappointing. I mean, it's a nice color in and of itself, but it's a little bit disappointing that it went to the, I'm gonna turn off my phone now. It's a little disappointing that it went to the side where the glitter was all gone after the first swatch, so the spray was almost immediately gone. A little bit of a bummer, but whatever. The next color is one of my favorites. It's called Sexy, and it is a dark purpley red, almost like a wine color. This is one of the matte shadows, so I love me a good matte shadow, and this one swatches beautifully. It is probably the smoothest shade in the whole palette. It is really creamy, really smooth, not a whole lot of fallout. It's a deep, beautiful purpley red color. Love, love Sexy. Finally, on the top row, we have Serious. Now, in the pot, Serious looks just like your regular good old matte black. When you swatch it though, I don't know if I'd call it quite matte black. I'd call it more of a charcoal color because it can be built up, but even when you build it up and it is matte, it comes into this kind of dark gray, almost like a blackboard color. So it is not opaque, matte black in the truest sense of the word. It is good. It's a good shadow. It's just not the mattest black that you will ever see. So just be prepared for that and you'll be okay, my little one. Next we have Snobby. This is the first one on the bottom row. Now in the pan, Snobby got me really excited because it has an orange yellow shift to it with a little bit of what looks like a pink undertone shimmer. But when you swatch it, a lot of the uniqueness of it goes away. Now, is it still pretty? It is still beautiful. It is a good shimmery gold that picks up the light really nicely, but it's a very pale gold. So a lot of that orangeness goes away, which is a little disappointing. It's not horrible, again, but you know, a lot of it does go away, so just be prepared for that. Next in the bottom row, we have Standoffish, and this is the main color I used on my lid today. What's great about Standoffish is that you can use this wet or dry, just like, you know, any shadow. But dry, it's the most metallic, shimmery shade in the whole bunch. It is pink, has a little tiny bit of an orange gold shift, and on your eyes when you put it on wet, it is just pure like glittery fabulousness. Really liked this one, really liked it. Next is Sultry. I guess this is what you would call the transition shade of the bunch. I used it in my crease today. It's a, you know, muted matte, completely matte brown. It's a good shade, what can I say? Next we have Seductive, which is a light taupey brown with a gold shimmer to it. Again, all these shadows, I can't stop talking about how creamy they are. They just go on like a dream. So this one is a nice golden, warm toned brown that really catches the light. If you have blue eyes like I do, I mean, it's like a dream come true. This one is fantastic in particular. I love it. Probably my favorite color in the whole palette is Silly. Now Silly is a brownish dark purple with red glitter in it. Now red glitter might sound scary to some of you, but don't let it, especially if you have blue eyes, if you have green eyes, like this will make your eyes pop like no one's business, okay? It is crazy how good this color is. The only thing I'll say about this color is that there is a bit of fallout. It exists, it happens, and the shimmer really comes through. It's such a unique color. One of those that would look great over a white base and then a black base to see how it would shift, because it would look completely different over two different bases, and that's how you get more mileage out of your palettes, am I right? Finally, we have Sleek. Now, Sleek looks very similar to Serious, but Serious is a black charcoal, and then Sleek is the darkest brown you can get. It is matte. The thing about this one, maybe my least favorite shade in the whole thing, it's chalky. When I swatched it, it immediately started getting crumbly and like pieces of it were chipping off and falling everywhere. If you work with it really slowly, I'm sure it's fantastic, it can work, but it just was not my cup of tea. So overall, what do I think about this palette? I think it's decent. The colors are all, you know, different enough from each other. They swatch beautifully. They are all very buttery, very creamy, very soft, and super pigmented. There's not a single one of these that is not pigmented. It's not my favorite palette I've ever used in the world, in life, in liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but you know, I mean, it's not terrible. And I think it's really good, especially for a beginner. And this could also be really good for traveling. It's very thin, very compact, and super, super lightweight. So test it out, see what you think, and then you can go from there. Thank you guys so much for watching. There is going to be a tutorial for this look using all of the shadows from the Nude Tude palette, and it will be up sometime next week. You're all super, super rock stars, of course. You guys can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Those are all GlitterFallout. I will talk to you guys next week with the tutorial, and we can chat after that. Have a great day, guys. I love you so much. Bye-bye.